Hello, I'm Maya Baltus, and I'm going to be interviewing you on 9/11. What is your name?
My name is Scott Baltus.
Where are you from?
I am from Oak Park, Michigan.
How old were you on September 11th, 2001?
I was 31 years old.
Where were you on September 11th, 2001 when we were attacked?
I was at home getting ready to go to work.
Did you ever visit the World Trade Center in New York City before September 11th? What do you remember?
No, I've never visited the Trade Center, but I knew many people that worked at the Trade Center or visited the Trade Center.
How did you find out about the attack? What were you doing at the time?
I remember the morning because my wife, Doreen, was yelling at me, telling me to come upstairs as fast as I could, and at that moment, we both watched another replay of what was happening on 9/11.
What were your first feelings when you heard about the attack?
At first, I didn't know if it was just an accident. I really didn't think it was what it turned out to be. I just thought it was a plane crashing into a building.
What is your most vivid memory of the day?
It was definitely a really crazy day for me. I have many friends that live in New York, and when I got to work, my first concerns were to call them and make sure that they were okay and that their family members were okay.
Were you afraid for your safety or the safety of your family?
I wasn't afraid at the time for my family. I definitely was afraid for people that I knew and cared about in New York. I knew that we were safe here because they were attacking definitely places that weren't close to where we live, but I definitely was concerned for the people in New York that I knew.
Were you personally connected to anyone in the towers, Pentagon, or plane? What happened to them?
Well, I do have friends in New York that did have friends that were in the Trade Center that unfortunately passed away. So it was definitely something that was close to me because I knew that what happened on September 11th that day affected people that I cared about and that I worked with on a daily basis.
What do you remember about the nation and its leaders coming together in the following day of September 11th?
Well, that's one great thing about our country, and that's that unfortunately when things happen like what happened on September 11th, we rally around as a people and help one another, and it's great to see. And the day after was definitely something I remember, and seeing all the firefighters and firefighters from different states volunteering to help and go to New York was pretty amazing.
Did you go to the World Trade Center after the attack? What do you remember?
No, I have not been to the Trade Center. I have been to New York a few times since then, but as you can understand, the people that I went to visit still have a hard time going to the Trade Center, so at the time that I was there, we didn't visit the Trade Center at the time.
How do you feel about the building of World Trade Center 1?
I'm definitely a strong believer that we don't let what happened on September 11th affect how we move on, and the new building is something that should have a lot of meaning for a lot of people, and that what happened isn't going to stop us as a country, and that we're going to move on and we're going to get stronger from it.
What do you think of the government's reaction to the attacks?
I think it caught everybody by surprise at first, and I'm not going to say one way or the other really how I feel about what they did. Something had to be done, and it was, and hopefully that stuff like this doesn't happen in the future with things that we've done and put in place.
Do you support the additional security at the airports?
Yes, I've flown many times since 9/11, and if it means that I have to get to the airport a half an hour earlier just to make sure that our safety is intact, and that we have to go through extra checkpoints to make sure that things don't happen again like they did on 9/11. I feel that yes, it's definitely needed, and it doesn't bother me that they're doing it.
Do you believe the government should be able to listen to phone calls or read private emails in order to fight terrorism?
I don't know if checking all email and every email that says a certain thing is necessary. There's definitely things we need to put in place now to keep our security for this country in check. I still think there's certain lines that shouldn't be crossed, but if it's definitely someone that's on their radar and that they have information that they're known people that have dealt with terrorists or dealt with people that are influencing or supporting terrorism in any way, yeah, I think that they should be able to do whatever is necessary to stop these people.
Do you think that terrorism can be defeated? Why or why not?
My own opinion is that there will be some sort of terrorism at all times. I don't think you're going to be able to stop it 100% ever. I think there's things that we can do to make sure that it doesn't happen, or at least that we can prevent some things from happening, just like they've done in the past months. But I don't really think that terrorism is ever going to be completely stopped, unfortunately.
Has 9/11 changed our nation or the world?
Yes, definitely. I think 9/11 has changed people's views all around the world, in good ways and in bad ways. And I think that a lot of countries have tried to help in helping us prevent further terrorism, and it definitely has affected everyone.
What do you think is important for students to learn about September 11th?
I think there's a lot of things to be learned. Definitely one is that it shouldn't take something like 9/11 to bring people together. Unfortunately, sometimes things like that do bring a country together, but it would be nice just to see the country act that same way throughout every day and from this point forward, instead of just when something bad happens. But yes, I think that definitely we can learn from it.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.